a star started from birth and gave light to the earth and allowed life to flourish in the shadow of a satellite. I'm just a tourist circling the planet's orbit, observing the terraformed life forms and parasites. With gravity on our backs, reality was attached as we passed the atmosphere and burned hydrogen gas. So we screamed loudly till we reached limits of space, where silence was the soundtrack, solar wind was the bass. And every meteor became meteorites, nebulous supernovas, black holes swallowing light. Followed the lines, the tail followed the comet instead, and a shooting star died and a child's wish was read. We passed Ursa Major to Ursa Minor, belt of Orion, the North Star shining, guiding the lost defiance. And I bounced from solar system to system, all with the rest of it, part of the Milky Way, hell, whatever's left of it. And all we are is objects in space, moving while standing still, end up the same place. Cause we're lost without direction and I'm trying to find my way, bouncing from planet to planet, living from place to place. And all we are is objects in space, moving while standing still, end up the same place. Cause we're lost without direction and I'm trying to find my way, bouncing from planet to planet, living from place to place. And a star started from birth and gave mother the worst hurt she'd ever felt, but now she was so happy for her first. And he grew up bouncing around with questions in his eyes. He interpreted answers and slowly realized that time was moving slowly, it was relative. So he tried to find a place where life events could match the sentiment. He'd experienced different forms of love and disappointment, hate, anger and fury, happiness left with all the joys in where we live, here on the star, moving in the night. And every wish he'd ever blessed on every comet in the sky. He wondered why he was the type who noticed life would pass him by. His heart was still the sun and his friends were satellites. He passed through high school and college, first jobs and the rest of it. Wars and technology turned his status to veteran. Now he's taking his medicine, wondering if that star that stands as heaven up in the sky will simply let him in. And all we are is objects in space, moving while standing still, end up the same place. Cause we're lost without direction and I'm trying to find my way, bouncing from planet to planet, living from place to place. And all we are is objects in space, moving while standing still, end up the same place. Cause we're lost without direction and I'm trying to find my way, bouncing from planet to planet, living from place to place. And a wish started from Earth and it flew up through the dirt, and it went higher and breached the ozone layer and first gathered steam and momentum as it kicked fast and loud. The Hubble telescope couldn't track its whereabouts, and it flashed high in the sky and picked up passerbys, and it grew bigger and brighter than the light of a firefly. And the tail behind would streak across the night and disappear, and children would stare up and hold their great wishes near. And it pushed the limits further beyond all the specifics. What you called it wasn't big, it was what you thought that was in it. No names, faces or gimmicks, no race, no intentions. Use science, necessity gave way to inventions. And if you see that shooting star in the night sky, think that it's a plane or a planet with your night's eye. Don't question if that star was ever even listening. It's a ship, I'm probably just floating by within it. And all we are is objects in space, moving while standing still, end up the same place. We're lost without direction and I'm trying to find my way, bouncing from planet to planet, living from place to place. And all we are is objects in space, moving while standing still, end up the same place. Cause we're lost without direction and I'm trying to find my way, bouncing from planet to planet, living from place to place.